They sold us the dream: perfect families, luxury homes, endless money. But behind the filtered reality was serious fraud. Todd Chrisley and Jen Shah, once stars of hit reality shows, are now known not for their fame, but for their felony convictions. This is how two reality stars built fake empires and paid the ultimate price. Who are Todd Chrisley and Jen Shah? Todd Chrisley rose to fame as the star of Chrisley Knows Best, a USA Network reality show that premiered in 2014. The show followed the lives of Todd, his wife Julie, and their family, portraying them as wealthy, stylish, and morally upright Southern socialites. Jen Shah became a household name after joining the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City in 2020. Known for her extravagant wardrobe, private glam squad, and loud personality, she was positioned as one of the show's central figures from day one. Both built personas around extreme wealth, luxury, and control. But much of it was fake. What crimes were they convicted of? Todd and Julie Chrisley were indicted in August 2019 on charges including bank fraud, tax evasion, and conspiracy to defraud the IRS. Federal prosecutors revealed they submitted dozens of falsified documents, including fake credit reports, phony bank statements, and forged financial records, to multiple banks and lenders in order to secure over $30 million in fraudulent loans. They used those funds to finance personal spending, luxury vehicles, designer clothes, real estate, and the production of their reality show. When the loans began to collapse, they filed for bankruptcy and attempted to conceal their income and assets from the IRS. Meanwhile, Jen Shah was arrested in March 2021 while filming Real Housewives, during a now infamous scene where she suddenly left a group trip just moments before her arrest. She was charged with conspiracy to commit wire fraud and money laundering as part of a telemarketing scam that targeted elderly victims across the United States. Her scheme involved tricking people into buying fake business coaching services and marketing tools. Many victims lost thousands of dollars, some their entire life savings. Jen initially pleaded not guilty and maintained her innocence, even mocking the charges on the show. But in July 2022, she reversed her plea and admitted guilt in federal court. Were they ever actually wealthy? That depends on how you define wealth. Todd Chrisley presented himself as a real estate mogul, claiming he'd made his fortune flipping properties and running businesses. But court documents show that by 2012, he had filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy, listing $49 million in debt and just $55 in his bank account. Yet during that same time, he and his family were shown living in a 30,000 square foot mansion, driving luxury cars, and shopping like celebrities. Jen Shah's lifestyle was equally questionable. She never disclosed a legitimate business that generated income to support her spending, which included assistants, stylists, and private jets. On the show, she once bragged about spending $50,000 a month, but when asked about her income, she vaguely referenced marketing and lead generation. Their wealth was performative. It was more about the illusion of being rich than having actual stable money. What happened during their trials? The Chrisleys were tried in 2022 and were found guilty on all counts. According to testimony, they had a long-running scheme involving the creation of fake financial documents, false identities, and efforts to cover their tracks, including instructing their accountant to lie to the IRS. Todd was painted as the mastermind, while Julie played a supportive role in the fraud. Even after being caught, prosecutors said they continued to obstruct justice and mislead authorities. In Jen Shah's case, the prosecution presented evidence of a decade-long operation, including bank records, recorded calls, and text messages, showing she was directly involved in targeting vulnerable people. Her sentencing judge called her conduct especially brazen and harmful, noting that she was not a low-level participant, but a key player in a scheme that defrauded over 10,000 people, many of them elderly. What were their sentences? In November 2022, Todd Chrisley was sentenced to 12 years in federal prison. Julie Chrisley received 7 years. Jen Shah was sentenced in January 2023 to 6.5 years, or 78 months, in prison. All were ordered to serve additional years of supervised release after their prison terms, and all were ordered to pay millions in restitution and forfeitures. However, on May 27, 2025, Todd and Julie Chrisley were granted full pardons by President Donald Trump. The next day, they walked free, Todd from Pensacola and Julie from Lexington, in emotional scenes captured by their daughter Savannah. Their release was part of a broader wave of pardons issued in 2025, and the news quickly reignited public debate about celebrity justice. Todd Chrisley had been serving his sentence at federal prison camp, FPC Pensacola, Florida. Julie had been serving at FMC Lexington, Kentucky, though her sentence was later shortened. Jen Shah remains incarcerated at FPC Bryan in Texas, the same women's facility where Elizabeth Holmes is being held. As of mid-2025, Todd and Julie are back in Tennessee and already working on a Lifetime docuseries about their prison experiences and return to public life. Savannah continues to publicly support them, though other family members have offered more cautious reactions. While minimum security prisons are far from maximum security, these are not luxury retreats. Inmates follow strict schedules, perform chores, and have limited communication with the outside world. No glam squads, no designer clothes, no filming privileges. What happened to their TV shows? Chrisley Knows Best was canceled by USA Network after the convictions, although a few final episodes aired post-trial. Todd had also launched a spin-off podcast and attempted to brand himself as a faith-based family man, but whole media deals fell apart once the charges became public. As for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Jen Shah was edited out of the reunion episodes and removed from promotional materials after her arrest and guilty plea. She will not return to the show. How much did they lose? Todd and Julie Chrisley were ordered to pay more than $17 million in restitution and penalties. Their homes were foreclosed, luxury items seized, and business interests dismantled. Jen Shah agreed to forfeit over $6.5 million, including a long list of luxury handbags, jewelry, and designer clothing. She also agreed to pay back victims as part of her plea deal, a process that will take years if ever completed. Their net worths have collapsed. What was once shown as multi-million-dollar wealth is now reduced to legal debt and forfeited assets. Did they think they'd get away with it? That's the question a lot of people are still asking. It's possible they were simply addicted to the performance, to the illusion of success that reality TV rewards, but it's just as likely they believed they were untouchable. That fame would protect them, that fans would believe the image and ignore the truth. But in both cases, the system caught up. Fraud leaves a paper trail, no matter how good you are at playing a role. What's the lesson here? Reality TV can make people famous, but it doesn't make them untouchable. And when you build a public image on lies, the fall is always harder. Todd Chrisley and Jen Shah weren't just punished for breaking the law, they were exposed for creating personas that weren't real. It's a reminder that behind the filters, wealth, and edits, things are not always what they seem. What do you think? Were they blinded by fame, or were they always frauds behind the scenes? Let us know in the comments. Subscribe for more stories of fame, fraud, and the people who lost it all. If you'd like to support the channel and get something valuable in return, be sure to check out the affiliate links in the description. Every click helps us keep delivering stories that matter.